Aloha, friends and family. Happy, joyful, blissful 2022. A happy, joyful, blissful new you in 2022. A new you bursting with aloha, alo, A-L-O, presence, ha, breath, aloha, the presence of divine breath. Aloha, recognizing God in everyone, in all life, absolute, true love, divine light. Aloha, truth and humbleness. Aloha, being aware in each moment. Aloha, a sacred greeting of a beautiful way to live. It feels like the two Bengal kitties blessing my life live in aloha all the time. One of them, Bhakti, continually amazes me. She loves to cuddle up next to statues of Krishna, pictures of Christ, and crystal clusters. She comes in the room when I meditate and stays the entire time. As I opened my eyes after meditation this morning, her eyes were fixed on me, as if she was seeing the energies I was feeling and enfolded in. We then gazed in each other's eyes for the longest time, experiencing our oneness as God breathed our bodies. And that wasn't the first time today she connected with me on very deep levels. After being awakened by her brother Snow King's insistent meows to go out at 5:30 this morning, Bhakti always waits patiently and silently till 6:15 when I usually get up. I asked them both to wait a while. I laid back down in bed, very tired after getting to sleep after midnight. I started sending my morning blessings to friends, family, teachers, and all life with the intention of lightly meditating in bed for 45 minutes. My body, however, being so tired, had its own agenda. Deep, deep, instantaneous sleep. Like a newborn baby, I was completely gone, not hearing Heather and Benji's morning wake-up song of Holy Ma, which lasts a little over 8 minutes and then replays. What did awake me was a dream where I was letting Bhakti out the sliding door and joyfully watching her bounce out to greet the day. As I watched her bounce out in the dream, I then heard the second playing of Holy Ma, feeling very much as if Bhakti had entered my dream state to let me know it was past the usual time to get up. Like several other cats that have blessed my life, our relationship transcends time and space. The more we live in and as aloha, the more we live in and as our divine presence, transcending time and space, no longer encumbered by those unresolved issues we talked about in my last life. Unresolved issues that we've consciously or unconsciously buried in the vaults of our subconscious minds that are time bombs, tick, tick, ticking away, awaiting to erupt with the spontaneity and sometimes force of a volcano, destroying some aspect of our aloha state. Identifying those ticking time bombs and diffusing them before they explode really requires us to live in the aloha of being present, being aware in each moment. Before delving into this a little deeper, I'd like to diffuse a time bomb that might be ticking inside of you right now and prompting you to stop listening for one reason or another. That's usually a defense shield engaged by your subconscious mind to keep your conscious mind from discovering a ticking time bomb, keeping you from living in and as your aloha, your full God presence, divine breath, more and more until you're fully established in it. Please ignore any such promptings you're getting, if you're getting those, and keep listening. I guarantee you don't know all of what I'm about to share, including what may be a huge wake-up call for those on a spiritual path or those whose dreams of success aren't coming true as fast or in any way the way they thought they would. One way to discover and diffuse ticking time bombs is to be aware of all thoughts that are less than inspiring. Also, all thoughts playing on an endless loop of chatter. Would you like to know a simple trick I used to gain more control of my mind? Simply devote several days to asking your mind, how do you know? Every time a thought arises, how do you know? I found that to be very freeing. I also found it very freeing to practice thanking my mind for whatever it seemed to latch onto and not let go of like a pit bull. I followed up on this thankfulness by telling my mind, I'm very intelligent, only need to hear things once, and asking it not to repeat itself. Both of those things, questioning the thoughts and telling my mind how intelligent I am, thanking it, and it didn't have to repeat things over and over, didn't take too long before those worked. And those little tricks will work for you too. Would you like to hear about another simple trick to diffuse ticking time bombs? Become aware of, look for patterns that seem to play out time and time again in your life. Those patterns are running on subconscious movie scripts, scripts that may have different characters and specifics, but always lead to the same ending: sabotaging what could be, sabotaging living your aloha. Once these patterns are identified, you can cut that part of the script from your movie. You will be free of another time bomb before it starts ticking again. I also invite you to put the extremely powerful and effective free meditations and guided visualizations available at timothystutz.com in your go-to bag of ways to discover and diffuse ticking time bombs of destructive thoughts and patterns while gaining more control over your mind. I'll put the link in the description box. And let me ask you another question. How many times a day do you look into a mirror? It's very likely whatever answer you came up with was based on looking into a bathroom, bedroom, or other reflective mirror that you carry around. Yes? There's also a mirror you're gazing into, you're gazing at all day long, reflecting the time bombs ticking away in your subconscious memory banks. This is the mirror provided by the people and incidences in your life. A simple example of such a mirror might be disliking something we see in another or disliking what they may be doing. This dislike is likely rooted in something we haven't resolved within ourselves. Or if there's something we really if we really dislike doing, like cleaning house, perhaps it's because we had to do it as a child and never got to voice our discontent about it with our parents in a way that was really heard, where we really felt understood. Questioning ourselves, contemplating things we notice like this, can lead us to their source so we can deactivate these time bombs. Sacred relationships, whether with a partner or friend, are great for mirroring what we need to see within ourselves. Such relationships allow a safe, deep exploration of what's keeping us from living in and as aloha all the time, and provide an empowered, loving release of whatever arises, which is a true aloha blessing for everyone. Working with me, working with people trained to empower people in their aloha is a sacred relationship too. A sacred time together that can lovingly uncover and resolve ticking time bombs within. Some of these time bombs are buried really deep, but they leave subtle clues wherever you go. I once gave a series of energetic treatments to a lady who wanted nothing more than to experience a deeper connection with God, with her full aloha. Immediately upon entering her home for the first time, I felt a peaceful, loving energy permeating the atmosphere. But when I went into the bathroom and put a finger on the light switch to turn the lights on, something felt very off, very off. I didn't say anything to her and continued to experience the same thing week after week when entering the bathroom. Several months later, with my hands on her heart chakra, a light in her heart turned on. She reconnected with an incident from her childhood, an incident that I felt in the light switch. As a little girl, she was very afraid of the dark and didn't like going to bed at night. Her mom, looking for a way to get her back in bed and not coming out again and again, night after night, to express her fear, came up with this solution. She gave her little girl something else to do with her fear instead of coming out of the dark room to tell her about it. She told this little child to just get up and turn the lights on in the room, saying, God will be there to comfort you. This little girl did just that, and night after night never saw God, just her room lit up. That repetitive action of turning on the light switch and not seeing God became a ticking time bomb of God doesn't exist that got reinforced from that time forward every time she turned on a light. Not only a time bomb of God doesn't exist, but a time bomb of not being able to trust mommy and thus others. Do you see how a simple statement that wouldn't normally be considered emotional or physical abuse as we think of those can still be quite damaging to a child and have lasting repercussions? That's how careful we must be as parents, grandparents, educators, and others who have little children around us. As the author of more children's stories than anyone currently alive, that's how careful I am in constructing every word, sentence, paragraph, and theme for the fairy tales of the heart that flow through me for your children. Right now, there's a free fairy tale of the heart just waiting to inspire you and your children at timothystutz.com. Again, the description will be in the description box. The link will be in the description box. While there, you can see more than 85 tales written for your children and Blissberry Bear's Beyond the Book Club that will give them an entire library and much, much more. There's even a parent support group for you within the club. In addition to writing fairy tales, I've been helping people like you live your aloha, leap over any challenges in the way using ancient arts, sacred sciences, fairy tales, God's grace, and everything in between for over 40 years. That's why I know those meditations recommended earlier will help you thrive in ways you cannot imagine, even if you've been meditating for decades. There's one more ticking time bomb I want to share with you. A ticking time bomb that even has little ticking time bombs within it that I've discovered living within the subconscious of many spiritual aspirants, like that lady I just shared about. It's also ticking away in many people trying to realize their dreams. It's a ticking time bomb, keeping many from being fully established in their aloha or realizing another dream despite years and years of striving, surrendering, and practicing. It's a ticking time bomb that's very elusive. I'll be back live tomorrow to show you how to not only recognize this, but quickly diffuse it so those dreams will be dreams come true. Please share this video with your friends and family. Let's give everyone an opportunity to experience what it's like to live free of subconscious time bombs. With all my blessings for peace, love, vibrant health, and bliss, wrapped in an infinite aloha rainbow of miraculous, magical miracles for you, your children, and your family. Mahalo, aloha for tuning in.